No, this is good news. This is great news. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, 29-year comic book veteran. And let me tell you something. SJWs are like small woodland creatures. They're like small lower life forms, not unlike ants, not unlike birds, not unlike beavers. All they know how to do are very simple tasks. It's very predictable. Ants know how to build anthills. They know how to bite you if you get in their way. Birds know how to take junk and build a nest and vomit worms into the mouths of their young. Beavers know how to chop down trees with their teeth and build dams and dam up rivers. That's what they know how to do, and that's what they're going to do predictably wherever you put them. SJWs are no different. When you hire an SJW, wherever you find an SJW, they're going to be doing several things. They're going to be one, they're going to be claiming that they've been discriminated against, and so have others. Because of reasons of race, gender, sexual identity, or expression, one of those ridiculous things. And they will impose cancel culture. They will use both of those things to subvert the aim of your company away from whatever it is that you're trying to produce and bend it towards their mission, which is to create social justice propaganda. This is predictable. This is going to happen every single time you hire SJWs, which is why I say don't hire them. Just don't hire them. IDW is going through a little lesson of this, although I don't really know if they are learning anything from this experience. I have no idea, but I'm going to show you. You are not going to believe this. As I said, SJWs are going to ruin whatever you put them on. The simplest task: write a children's story, write G.I. Joe, a story to appeal to young men, to make them believe in Americanism, to be heroes, to have military fantasies of brotherhood. G.I. Joe. Transformers, very simple. Boys love cars and trucks and airplanes and tanks. Imagine if cars, trucks, airplanes, and tanks could also turn into robots that were at war with one another. These are very exciting ideas for young men. Very exciting ideas. And that is why Transformers and G.I. Joe have persisted as fantasy IPs for decades now. I mean, I loved them when I was a kid too. All right. IDW has held them in trust. IDW has licensed them from Hasbro, the company that owns them, for 17 years now. 17 years. And finally, Hasbro is pulling the plug. They've had enough. Hasbro has had enough. When is it all going to change, says Hasbro? When is your weird phase going to come to an end? Turns out the weird phase is never going to come to an end. IDW has been taken over by SJWs. They're promoting SJWs within their ranks to like the highest levels of editorial. I mean, real troublemakers. And their stocks, of course, are plummeting. IDW doesn't care. They're not about making fun comics anymore. They are 100% subverted. They've been taken over by social justice warriors. And now they're going to do nothing but pump out propaganda. And God help you if you license your precious, beloved children's toy property to IDW. They are going to do what they did to G.I. Joe and Transformers. I'm going to show you in a second here. All right, so what is the situation? IDW is not Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics was created by Stan Lee, who built the company from the ground up. He created Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, the Avengers, Captain America he brought over from his earlier days. And basically, all of these IPs were things that Stan created and gave to Marvel as he built it. And therefore, Marvel can just publish and utilize these cherished IPs without paying anyone anything, really. They don't license those characters. Now, IDW is just a business that was generated. I have an idea, guys. Let's like publish comics. Let's do some comic books. We don't have any ideas. We're a bunch of dummies. Well, let's just license some ideas from other people. And that is kind of what's happening here. IDW licensed, they're paying for the right to use G.I. Joe and Transformers. And therefore, they owe Hasbro, the licensor. I think it is. They're the licensor. IDW would be the licensee. They're paying them a lot of money for the right, but they also have to make sure that IDW or that Hasbro is happy with the content that IDW is producing based on these IPs. Hasbro might be a little slow on the uptake. At the end of 2022, IDW will bid a fond farewell to the publication of G.I. Joe and Transformers comic books and graphic novels. We're exceedingly proud of our stewardship of these titles, 17 years with the robots in disguise. We've turned them into robots into guys. And 14 years with a real American hero. You can only say that with sarcasm now. And we thank the legions of fans for their unwavering support month in and month out. We're also eternally grateful to every one of the talented creators who helped bring these characters to four-color life through our comics. Okay, so Hasbro's pulling the plug. Rumor is Robert Kirkman, for some reason, the creator of Walking Dead and Invincible, is showing some interest in picking up these properties. I don't know why. Let me talk you out of it for 1 second, Robert. The hell are you doing? You can create your own stuff. You really, why not utilize your energy to create more things like Walking Dead, more things like Invincible that you can own entirely? You won't have to deal with. All right. You want to do it just for fun? You're rich. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. IDW still has My Little Pony, still has Dungeons and Dragons. Both of those properties are in imminent danger, calling for help. And we should do what we can to rescue those if we can. The hell with it. Who cares? Let them. I hope those properties get pulled too. They will in short order. Now, what did IDW do? We remember what IDW did. Here's G.I. Joe. Aubrey Sitterson, who was a socialist. I got into a whole big conversation with the SJWs about this way back in 2017. I said, what is the big deal? Why is Aubrey Sitterson putting overweight Eskimo lesbians on G.I. Joe? Like, this is G.I. Joe is supposed to be an elite paramilitary team. Why would they hire this couch potato? And this couch potato could never be a G.I. Joe. It would just never happen. That's the joke. That's the joke. And I was talking to them. I said, why? Why is it so important that you guys do this to G.I. Joe? And I was told by an actual SJW in the SJW comics media, they said, don't you understand? Like, we've got a socialist on a real American hero. We have a communist rewriting what it means to be an American hero. This is a big flag we planted in the culture war. And back in 2017, I was so naive. I was like, the culture war. Like I thought that was something Bill O'Reilly was making up about the war on Christmas. So, no, there's an actual culture war going on to subvert what it means. These role models, to subvert gender identity, to subvert all of these things in the minds of young children. So G.I. Joe, of course, this is where boys, I don't know if they still care, but I mean, when we were kids, little boys like G.I. Joe. This is what we liked. And our messages about what it means to be a man, if they weren't 100% coming from our parents and church and school, they were coming from what we saw on TV as well. G.I. Joe was one of those things, which is why this happened here. G.I. Joe gets sensual makeover with new homoerotic variant cover. Look at this here. I wanted to depict them grappling and getting really physical, gritty and sweaty. Fans may be in for a sexy surprise when they pick up when they pick up a copy of the upcoming G.I. Joe #7 as queer artist Ed Luce turned the familiar franchise on its head with a homoerotic variant cover. Here we go. This is whatever, dude. Anyway, Luce spoke to Bleeding Cool recently about his inspiration for the cover, saying it was fun to find a balance between, homoeroticism and playing it straight. I started to play with the entangling of bodies, capturing the violence, but in a sensual kind of way, he said. So the hooking of limbs, some of the positions are deliberately suggestive. Oh, you don't say. Deliberate? Really? I've always been bothered by how manscaped these hypermasculine dudes have been. So I made sure several of the combatants were extra furry. Okay, this didn't last very long. SJW comics writer fired after turning G.I. Joe character into an overweight lesbian. And then also, of course, the homoeroticism on the covers. Hasbro kind of woke up and actually listened to the demands of the small but vocal G.I. Joe fan community. And they were complaining. They were on their message boards. There were about 5,000 G.I. Joe fans. Not too many, but they loved their G.I. Joe, and they were outraged by what was happening to G.I. Joe in this comic book at the hands of IDW. So Hasbro woke up and said, fire this guy, fire him. And they thought maybe that would send the proper message, but no, not really. Over at Transformers, the world of Transformers, SJWs had firmly taken over this property, which is I mean, I always like Transformers because I just love the idea of robots in disguise. I got a vehicle, I unlock him and I turn him into a robot. There's nothing cooler than that. It was just one of the smartest, most ingenious toy ideas of the 1980s. And it should be easy to write a fun comic book, a fun fantasy comic book about robot combatants. You got good robots who turn into trucks and cars and vehicles like that, and then bad guys who mostly turn into airplanes, the Decepticons, and they're at a war for planet Earth and Cybertron and all this stuff. No, that's not enough. This is not interesting enough for SJWs. They have decided that most of them are gay. These Transformers are in sexual relationships, homosexual relationships with one another. Did you know that? Well, according to the comics that IDW put out, here is a list of canon LGBT Transformers. It's true. Here we go. Chrome Dome, quote in parentheses, gay. He's married to Rewind. He had other husbands. He had other husbands before him, and he used to date Prowl. Remember Prowl, the police car? Prowl's gay, and Prowl dated Chrome Dome. Rewind is married. He's married to Chrome Dome. Before him, he was married to Dominus Ambus. Cyclonus is gay. Fell in love with Tailgate. Tailgate is gay, and he fell in love with Cyclonus. They managed to do all this while fighting the Decepticons. I think these are Autobots. I've never heard of them. Brainstorm fell in love with Quark, but it was unrequited. Robots in disguise. Heavily implied he has feelings towards Perceptor, then confirmed by J-Ro at the end of LL. I don't know what this is. Perceptor. Any interaction with Brainstorm during and after time travel arc heavily implies he has feelings for him. Hints go until confirmed. Drift has a ship tease with both Rodimus and Ratchet. Lug and Anode mistake Rodimus for his boyfriend and have bigger hints with Ratchet. He gets with Ratchet at the end. Ratchet cares a lot for Drift and is implied to be attracted to him. That's been canonized now. Here we go. Skids is bisexual. He flirts with Firestar, not really realizing she is a she and not a he, but that doesn't change his opinion of her. Had romantic feelings for Nautica, but that arc was dropped for a platonic one. Pipes is gay. He flirted with Drift as he explained to him of robots in disguise. A very specific type. His interest is in getting a relationship during a time that there were only men on the ship. There were only men on there, so he really had no choice. Showed an interest in Tailgate, but had a crush on Riptide. Prowl is gay, and he's Chrome Dome's ex. Getaway is bisexual. Like Skids, he also flirted with Firestar and seems to not have a problem flirting based on gender. Now, here we go on. Anode, however, is trans-lesbian, okay? Anode changed her body after leaving her planet and realizing she's a girl all along. So she married Lug. Lug is a trans girl. Didn't change her body, married to Anode. Crankcase is gay. He has an alien internet boyfriend. He has a boyfriend on the internet. Cons Forever is gay, and that's the internet boyfriend. Okay, so the robots are on the internet, by the way. The Transformers are dating on the internet. That is what's happening here, according to SJWs. Going on and on here. Megatron had a ship tease with Ultra Magnus. Megatron's bisexual. Some of his interactions with Optimus can be read as romantic, like maybe Megatron and Optimus Prime, or like kind of, who knows? We don't know. They could be. Absolutely. Roller is bi, shown rather touchy, feeling with spring. This is Transformers comics by IDW. This is what IDW is doing. Now, you remember buying Transformers if you were a kid in the 1980s. This goes on and on. You won't believe this. This goes on and on. And on the back of a box of Transformers, there would be a stats card. And there would be a little thing that you pull a red piece of plastic out. You would look through this clear cellophane plastic, and you'd be able to see some extra stats. You learn about the power and the strength and the ammunition and all the stuff that made your Transformer cool and powerful in comparison with other Transformers. They're still doing cards like that, kind of. This is what a Transformers card looks like now. This is RC. Gender or character information. Gender identity, female. Sexual identity, lesbian. This robot's a lesbian. Pronouns, gender expression, transgender. Pronouns are she, her for this robot. Pronouns are she, her. So in any case, again, this could be why this is happening. IDW has finally lost G.I. Joe and Transformers, the license. They've got one more year to completely ruin it and make it into something subversive, something very strange, something more about identity politics, something more about homosexuality and gender expression, rather than robots fighting and paramilitary troops fighting against Cobra, whatever it is. This is probably a good thing, and not. I mean, it couldn't be happening a moment too soon. It is absolutely ridiculous that this took so long for Hasbro to wake up and yank this license away from these lunatics. Again, this is all. None of this is surprising. This is what SJWs do. This is what they will do to anything. Unfortunately, they still have My Little Pony. I don't even want to look. I don't want to look at what they're doing to My Little Pony. Oh my God. All right, I got to go. I'm going over to the warehouse. I'm going over there to pack up and ship Cyberfrog Blood Honey Box. This campaign, my latest campaign. Creed is done. We finished shipping out Trent Kanuga's Creed Reimaginary. That's completely fulfilled. Your package is on its way to you. Cyberfrog Blood Honey Box is next. If you would like a box, this beautiful, beautiful magnetic Storefolio box, complete with laser engraved, etched, foil etched logo and everything, you can get it in the description below. You'll find a link. We have a nice silver and white glossy embossed and sculpted cover version of Ultimate Blood Honey, if you haven't read Blood Honey yet, and also these gorgeous Dale Keown covers. Look at this, Cyberfrog and Heather Swain in the flaming forest, the big forest fire, getting ready to fight some Vespis. Here comes Salamandroid, Cyberfrog's little brother, younger brother, I should say. You can get all of these comics. These are acetate covers. Wait till you see these comics. They're absolutely amazing. You can get all of this stuff here on the campaign. We are shipping them out right now. And, you know, look, social justice free. I promise you, there is nothing weird in these comics. That's not what Comicsgate is about. Comicsgate.org. Would you do me a favor? Would you please subscribe to this channel? Would you hit like? Would you share this video? And please tell me what you think of all this. Can you believe what I just showed you? Are you shocked? Are you dismayed? I would like to hear some comments below. Let me know exactly what's on your mind and how you felt about this video. I will see you again soon with another one. I'm heading over to that warehouse. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.
My name is Heather Swain. Philadelphia has always been my home. Life was good until it happened. I'm friends with a cybernetic enhanced human-like frog created to save Earth. Nobody appreciated or understood him, but I did. We were good friends who enjoyed hanging out with a bucket from the chicken fry. Just me, Cyberfrog, and his very large brother, Salamandroid. Until the invasion hit. They rained from the sky. These space invader giant hornets attacked everyone, killing more than could stay alive, and covered the earth with giant blood honey hives. They can't fly near trees, so we hid in the woods, burning endless fires to keep them away, wearing red so they can't see and kill us all. The last time I saw Cyberfrog, he told me he'd track me down. But it's been decades, and there's been no sign of him. Yet I can't shake the feeling he is not gone. I believe he will return again. We need Cyberfrog and his brother Salamandroid to return and fight off these invaders, to take back our wrecked planet so we can live without fear. If you see my friend Cyberfrog, tell him I need him. We need him to save the world. This is Cyber Frog Wrecked Planet. Join the fight.